parents that are listening, always bring it back to doing what's best for your children. Not doing what's good for them, not doing what's great for them, but what's best for them. Well, hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Miguel and Delly Show. Something that we're coming at you is a brand new podcast. We're fired up for it. Of course, you have the one and only Fidel Cabrera. He goes as Delly, and
Mr. Delly.
you have Miguel Mendoza. It's great to be here with you guys. Fidel, bro, I'm fired up, man.
Me too. Episode 1, baby. I can't right off the bat, brother. I was like, I had a lot of thinking when because I was doing another podcast, as some of you guys know, and then it started falling apart slowly. And I was starting to question myself, should I start? Should I keep going with the podcast? Should I stop? But there's a fire in me that I just loves it. So then I shoot you a message, and I was like, "Hey, brother, are you down to start this podcast with me?" Miguel was like, "Yeah." I was surprised, I took the chance. He said, "Yeah," and here we are. But why? Why you said yes? I have to ask that off the bat.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? I think this podcast is really going to show, uh, different sides of me, but different sides of probably both of us, bro. Like I have the other podcast, the Leave Your Mark podcast, but that's more serious. That's more, 2 + 2 = 4 mindset. But this podcast, I'm fired up for it because I do believe this is going to add a lot of value to people's lives and help them become the best version of themselves. But bro, it's more of like get to know us, the real us, even our flaws. What I'm saying, things that we're challenging ourselves on, just fun adventures, experiences that we just get to share, man. And that's what I'm fired up for, man. That's why I said yes to you, because one is you, Delly, the one and only Delly, bro. Like you're awesome, bro. Like you have such a sincere heart, man. This was a layup. This was a layup for me, man,
I
because I
love
was
it, man.
looking
It's
through
like
stuff.
it's like having you're a coach, you're a life coach, so it's like one on one right here, brother. It's I'm probably more excited than you, to be honest, brother. So I love
I don't
it.
know, man. I don't know, but what's awesome is that we're both fired up, man. But so I mean, let me ask you, bro, why when last podcast didn't end up the way that you had first thought, what made you want to even start a new one or kind of keep going in this podcasting journey?
It's I'm not sure, but it's like life would throw like these. I don't even want to say like voices, because it's not voices, but it's like little signs. It's like and I honestly, I think it's the man above. It's when you're like, you ask him a question. It's like, should I quit or should I keep going? And sometimes the best thing you could do is, push it to the side for a little bit, and the answers will come. So I think I was just driving, and I seen one of your videos. You popped up because I follow you, of course. Popped up on my timeline. I was like, man, this man's amazing, And from the first time I met you, I was like, it's this dude's is amazing. So I was like, yo, let me shoot him a message. What's the worst that could happen? He says no, because I'm pretty sure you're a busy man. Um, but I was like, yeah, let's go for it. So I sent a text, waited a couple, and he was like, yeah, let's get on the phone call tomorrow. And I was like, damn, phone call tomorrow. I was like, is he gonna say yeah? Is he gonna say no? But it turns out, Miguel said yeah. So here we are, and couldn't ask for nothing better, and couldn't ask. Yeah, let me backtrack. I want to say thank you for saying yes. It means, like I said, it means the world to me, brother, to have you, by my side and doing this. I'm pretty sure not just me. There's gonna be probably 1,000 millions of people that already do getting life lessons from you, and you just change people's life without even knowing sometimes. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Man, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. I see the vision. I'm a vision chaser, man. When I see that vision, I'm like, yep, let's get it. And it correlates with what I want to do also, bro. So no, man, I'm excited. This is a great team, bro. But hey, bro, unless you got something, I'd love for you to tell us about you and your family, bro.
before we go there, I wanna just backtrack to the podcast life a little bit because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know you were doing a couple. You had the live going on. Then you had I seen you had a couple people over. I don't know if it was your house. Um, you were recording some episodes. I haven't seen that in a while. I don't know if you stopped that or
Yeah, yeah. So, podcasting is so interesting, man. Like you a lot of the times you gotta, roll with what's working, right? In many businesses and many phases of life, you gotta roll with what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm just always like, how can I or this platform reach more people, different kinds of people? Because some people love listening to the podcast that's just one person, speaking that knowledge, wisdom, expertise, experience, so on and so forth. Some people love two people conversating, like what this podcast is. And some people love that group type of vibe, right? But to be quite honest with you, man, I don't do the group lives anymore because it's been tough to one book people every week for it, two for all those people who are booked to show up, and three, numbers don't lie. It wasn't my most popular type of podcasting. Even the short form content from it was doing me uh more harm than good, as far as like, the goal is to impact as many lives as possible before I leave this earth. And I just feel like that energy, that time could have been just in other places more so with that individual podcast, and having a guest on every now and then. So yeah, man, ultimately I just looked at the numbers and it wasn't making sense. It wasn't flourishing, and I had a good, like, amount of time. I don't know how long I did that. Maybe 5 months, somewhere around there. So that's a
yes,
good sample size to see if it's working or not. So, and it wasn't. So, it's all good.
yeah. And then also, brother, you do the by yourself one, which that's crazy. I don't know how you do that. It's like I don't know if Theo Vaughn does it. I don't know if you've seen his. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's hard when I listen to him. He just but it's like you have it like you know what to say, and it's like how do you go from that one on one to like focus and
Right. Well, that the one the individual episodes that are just me. That's actually what I love and prefer. And that's how I started in podcasting. Right. Like that's that's
okay,
that's essentially, yeah. That's how I got going. And so, um, I don't consider myself a great interviewer. I don't consider myself a great host of a show. I'm just a speaker. I'm going to communicate what's on my mind. I'm going to communicate what my thoughts and my experiences. And so that's why that one-on-one has been so great. But also that's why I love what we're getting into, bro, because it's not us necessarily interviewing each other. It's us
yeah,
just talking, having conversations. And what do people do when they have conversations? They provoke thoughts, they ask each other questions. And so, um, yeah, that's why I'm fired up about this, and it's going to be great, man.
yeah, brother. Like I said, just picking your brain. It's like yeah, we know each other off of social media, but we don't know each other in real life. You know,
Yeah,
and it's amazing how social media could bring people together, and kind of are like you, and even can make you a better person. It's
absolutely.
so that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Hey, hold on, bro. About a little more about you, bro. So you have a good following, man. Which is hard to do, which is hard to get, it's hard to maintain, but you're constantly putting out content, bro. Like constantly, and every chance I get, I'm trying to show some love and hit that double tap, man. But you put out so much, I know I don't see all of it, which
no,
is a
hundred
great
percent.
thing.
It's hard though. It's
And
hard.
but
I just had a.
right.
You want to say something?
No, but bro, I was just gonna say that it's incredible, it's impressive, and I was just gonna ask you initially what got you started on it.
Uh it's just the mind, brother. Sometimes my mind goes just keeps going and going, and I wish I could just pause it for a second and be calm, which is crazy. I feel like it's a good thing and it's a bad thing too. It's
Blessing and a curse, right?
yeah, blessing and a curse, because it's like sometimes I just want to shut it off and I can't. It's like, do better. What are you doing? Like it's like it's little voices, and yeah, one time I was like, let me just put a clip of how I'm feeling that day. That's what I did, and I think I got like two messages, and it was just random people telling me that thank you for sharing. You're not alone. And I was like, wow, like I feel like a lot of people, in this place we call Earth, feel alone, and I feel like that's one of the worst feelings people could feel. Because someone out there, actually cares and loves you, and you might not know it just because they don't tell you. And being alone sucks, brother. So I just wanted to reach out to people that even if we are randoms from different countries, different states, never met, we could relate to something, and I'm here for you, even if I don't know you.
Yep.
And that's why I started, and here we are, brother, um, connecting with
That
some of the best people.
that's right, man. And what's great is that you've maintained that heart for people. You've maintained that because a lot of the times once the numbers get up there, once the notoriety comes and you get tens of thousands of followers, you lose sight of what got you started in the first place. You lose sight of the purpose of it, and then you get caught up in the numbers, right? Which is common and easy to do, and I totally understand that. But you can tell, bro, just like throughout the timeline of your content, that is your heart. Your heart is to be there for people, is to help people, and which is incredible, bro. It's remarkable.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's hard, brother. It's this thing we call life. That's why even for like people like you, motivational speakers, you guys fire other people up, but I'm pretty sure there's days and when or nights when you go home and you're all alone and your head hits that pillow, that mind starts working. You're human too, so
Yep.
it's like even people like David Goggins, who's gonna carry the boat, but I'm pretty sure he has days where he's like he's that something in his mind is going and he feels down, but we just don't see it because but yeah, that's what I do it for. And I like I said, it just sucks. People go through so much, brother, and you won't even know it.
Facts,
So
man. That's facts, bro.
yeah, so that's why I do what I do. But yeah, how about you, brother? Because your following is up there. How was that? When you first started to getting those numbers, man, I seen a lot of famous people using your sound. Um, so what does that mean for you?
Well, I mean that's super cool. I mean, it all it is just confirming what I already knew. And to a lot of people, this could sound cocky and arrogant, but I knew the talents that God gave me. I knew, and it's not even talents; it's just the experiences He's allowed me to live through, to where I know what it's like sleeping out of my car in community college in hopes to earn a scholarship. So speaking to a lot of people doesn't make me the most uncomfortable in the world, right? So he's allowed me to go through experiences to be molded and shaped into kind of who everybody sees today. So even though nobody knew who I was before all of this, I knew who I was and I knew what was going to happen. I knew what I was going to bring to the table. And everything has just flourished, right, since then because I did not ignore God's calling for me. Um, and you know what I love that you mentioned, bro, is that, I fire people up, right? People like me, that's what we do. We fire people up. But my actual most important message is to still do what's required even when you're not fired up,
Mm.
right? And I want to say that's the biggest reason why I've gained this platform or really this trust of a lot of people. Because for someone to hit the follow button, that's a little piece of their trust, right? And so that has been from being consistent with who I am, with what I do, with putting out an episode every week, with putting out a post every day, everything. And so, I mean, to take you in that journey, bro, it took about 6 months before I broke through and went viral for the first time. 6 months of posting every single day, a clip from my podcast. 6 months of not abiding to my feelings, but instead doing what I knew I needed to do. Because we all know what to do for the most part. We all know the
Yeah.
formula to success. It just comes down to, are we going to win the battle against our greatest enemy, which is ourselves, right? Are we going to battle that person every single day? And doesn't mean we always win, but we're at least willing to put up that fight, right? Against that lazy version of ourselves, against the procrastinating version of ourselves. And so, I mean, what you see today from all the viral clips and the following is just it's reaping the benefit of all the hard work I laid out. And no matter what, bro, like running a business, raising my son, having to get started on content and editing after I put him to sleep, losing sleep. So, yeah, man, it's
This no, this is what excites me, brother. It's because from the outside in, looking in, people are just looking, at your social media. They see you speaking at some event, and they're like, "Yo, this dude got it made," but they don't know that. And this is why I'm excited for this podcast because we're human beings too, and we've been through it, like
right.
you said. And there's you've been homeless, you know, and people don't see that. People don't know what you've been through and what you had to go through to get where you are today. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for because there's people out there right now that are homeless, and you're showing them that that's not the end for them.
Right.
So I wanna touch up on that. Tell me a bit about that. How did you end up homeless, brother?
Yeah, dude. So I always had a dream to play football, like whether that was professionally or college. And but I had it rough, man. I was really really sick. I had a deadly disease when I was 13 years old, and it led all the way till I was 14. I had to leave the country to get treated in Mexico.
Oh
So
damn.
when I got back to the states cured, thank God. When I got back to the states cured, I was pretty far behind in school and everything, and so fast forward everything. Senior year comes, I get injured, can't play my senior season, and I'm behind on credits, so I'm not gonna graduate on time. So instead, I choose to drop out of high school, get my GED, and then go to a community college that has a football team and ball out. Do exactly what it is I know I could do, and I just need a chance. I just need someone to give me an opportunity, and I was going to seize it no matter what my situation was. I was going to make it happen. And so I went first to a community college in Chicago. They cut me, so I went to one in LA, and I chose to forego that season and go instead to a community college here in the Northwest in Seattle.
Where
But
where 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 are you originally from?
I'm originally from Washington, the state of Washington, but
Okay.
Seattle is the west side. I'm from the east side of Washington, in like kind of a smaller farm area. But yeah, Tri Cities, Washington. I got to give a shout out to the hometown. I'm from Tri Cities. That's what it's called. It consists of Pasco, Kennewick, and Richland. Those are the three cities that make up Tri Cities. But yeah. So I was in, but I had to leave so far away because community college football isn't really a thing in the Northwest. Like I eventually found out about it, and then it wasn't even popular then. But I'm just like, you know what? I have an opportunity here, back in the Northwest, so I took it. I just couldn't afford a place to live. Couldn't afford a place to live, but I could afford to survive. And I had a car. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep in my car. And initially that sounds like it could suck, right? But when you have a vision for something, when you can see the unseen more than you see what's seen, then you're on to something, right? And that goes for anyone who has a vision for something. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account right now. It doesn't matter how many people support you or believe in you. All that matters is that you see the vision and you step in alignment with the vision, that you just go. You don't need nothing, just go. Take action on it. And that's what I did. I'm like, I don't care if I'm sleeping out of my car. I'm gonna
Where's
get a scholarship.
as everyone might be thinking, if they're watching this, where's our moms and pops at that time?
Yeah, they're back in my hometown.
They're still
Um,
there over there.
they're still there. They're still on the east side of Washington. Everyone's over there. Um, but I'm trying not to make this story too long. But
This is a
also,
podcast, my brother. This is a podcast.
amen, bro, amen. But not so. Also, at this time, I have my son, and I had my son when I was 20 with an ex girlfriend of mine in Portland, which is where I live now. And so that's actually why I went from LA back to the Northwest, was because I was going to be a dad from an ex girlfriend. And so if I was going to play football, I needed to be close to him. And at that time, I only saw him a couple hours on the weekends. And so I was able to drive from Seattle to Portland, back to Seattle, back to Portland to see him for all my visitation times. I could afford to do that. I could afford my child support. I could afford, the diapers and stuff when I had him. I could afford to feed myself. I just couldn't afford a place to live. And I didn't need a place to live because I didn't have my son overnights at that time. So I could get away with it. I could just take my son to the park and have a great
What
time. And
what makes you, what makes you keep being a father and not say, I'm going through this shit. Let me give up. Let me just care about myself.
yeah, well, I don't know, man. I can't relate to most parents when it comes to this, but when my son was born, heck, even when I found out he was going to be born, I fell in love with them, man. I always loved kids. I have six little siblings. I helped raise a few of them, and um, yeah, I love kids. And then when I found out I was going to have my own, obviously, you wish for better circumstances, like to be married and all that, but um, I was excited. And then when he was born, it's like I was born, and yeah, man, I love that little boy, and to this, I made a deal with myself when he was born, is that if anything interferes with my time with him or giving him my all, then I have to give that up,
Mm.
right? I have to give that up because a lot of people are like, no, you need to grind so your kid can have a better life. Your kid is gonna have a horrible life if he has money with no parent, money with no father figure, money without that, because every second matters. Every second, if whoever they're with matters, especially in those younger years. So that was just like no non-negotiable. And so yeah, bro. So I did that season in Seattle. Um, Slept out of my car, drove down to Portland, saw my son for a few hours, dropped him off, slept in my car, picked him up the next day for a few hours, dropped him off, went back up to Seattle, and that was my routine. But by the end of that season, bro, I got scholarship offers to play at a university, and not only that, but like you know, uh, I even had an apartment that was paid for through scholarship money, and everything I wanted, everything I saw, it came to fruition um, because I saw it. I was bold enough to see it more than I saw my problems, right? And so, but no, bro, I tell you that story just to tell you that's one piece of what has made Miguel Mendoza
Bro, we want to
Miguel.
know it all. That's what I'm saying. We want to know. I'm telling you, brother, this is because you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed how many people uh you could change just by telling that story. Like
For
I'm
sure.
I'm listening to it and I'm like, he's driving back and forth. Um, I know a lot of dudes, man, that would just throw in the towel and, you know, F this. I'm just taking care of myself, And yeah, respect
Yeah,
and because it's tough.
for sure, bro. And it's tough when you're co-parenting and you're the guy and you're the father
That's another
because
thing.
most states aren't set up, for everything to be equal, for everything to be fair. And so I had to tell myself from the beginning, it can't be about me. It can't. Like, even if I'm just a guy who just helps my son, gives him resources, sees him whenever I can, tries to give him the best life he can, and that's it, I gotta be cool with it. I gotta be cool with it because it's gotta be about him. Once it's about me and pleasing me, then that's not love. I don't consider that to be love for your children. And so, yeah, bro, I stuck with that throughout everything. And then eventually, my son's mom got married, right? So then there's that stepdad, mentality you can get into, that jealousy, that all that stuff. And I'm like, nope. As soon as that happens, it's no longer love. It's now all about me. It's not about my son. So my mindset when that happened was, now my son can have two father figures. When I kind of battled to have one, me and my dad, we had a lot of conflicts growing up, but so that's how I saw it. I'm like, my son can have another father figure. How blessed is he, right? How loved is he by God that he gets to have two father figures. And so, yeah, that's how I see it. And so my son does not know what jealousy looks like. My son doesn't know, what
Did you
selfish is.
did you have jealousy though? Because I'm like, it's
I
tough,
mean,
you know.
you definitely have those thoughts every now and then.
So how did you
Um,
deal with that?
I I I just had to take myself out of it. I actually learned what love was as I was raising my son over the years. Like that's how I truly learned what love was. My childhood was kind of a mess. Um, hardly anybody was married, and so I didn't really see what that unconditional selfish love looked like. And in order to raise my son the right way, I had to abide to that love, to that heart. And soon I adopted it. And so, I mean, in those times of jealousy, bro, it's just like, you know, that just means that you're thinking about yourself. And I'll tell you what, though, one thing that always brings me back is the thought of something happening to my son. The thought of something tragically happening to him. Everything else in life is no longer a big deal. And once you truly realize that you have a healthy child, you have a child that's in a safe environment, you have a child that is not traumatized, you really have everything. Like you
Yeah.
truly, truly have everything. Because let's just say you get everything you want in life, but your child passes away. I promise you, you would give everything up to have your child back. And so I adopted that mindset of that's primary, and that always brings me back to gratitude and love, and what you can take everything from me as long as my boy is okay. um, I'm good.
I love it.
I'm
I
good.
love it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
brother, I love it.
What
My
about
daughter, I
Deli
remember.
the father, man? What about Deli
Yeah,
the father, bro?
I'm gonna
Tell me,
get my
tell me.
daughter. My daughter had now that you bring that up, my daughter had surgery. What was it? I think it was last year,
Mm,
and there was nothing I could do. Seeing her in pain, nothing. That
bro.
drove me so crazy, brother. It's like just seeing because she's so happy and the energy, and for a couple of days she was gone. Like no energy, bad. We had to give her medicine, and it just drives me crazy knowing that I can't control that. And
Yeah,
so, like you said, you hit it right on the nail. Like no matter what, like that's the only thing that matters when it comes to it's the kids, brother. That's
that's it.
and another thing, they don't even know how much they mean to us and how much they save us every day.
That's right.
Um, yeah, look at that little girl. Well, now it's two. Now it's two girls. So, um, yeah, it's amazing, brother. Um, but Father Deli, let's talk about Father Deli.
Come on, man. Let's talk about Father Deli. What? How was your life before you had your first child?
Ah, You know what's crazy, brother? I try to think. I was when I lived with my mom, I was thinking this the other day. I don't know what I was doing. I was like, how did I spend my time? Probably wasting it, to be honest. But now that I think and now I'm older, I'm like, I can't recall what I used to what a day for me without my kids look like, which is weird. And I
Mm,
think that's just me not being able to imagine a life without them.
yeah,
So it's like everything's a kind of blurry. Like I probably used to probably go and play some basketball, but I can't tell you what a whole day looked like. Like what I did from like 7 a.m. to probably like when I went to bed. It's weird. It's like all
Yeah.
blurry. Um, yeah, super weird. I was just thinking about that this week.
What type of did your character change a lot as you became a father?
Yeah, 120%. Yeah, but I still need to get better.
Of course, bro. We all do.
Yeah, I still need to get better. It's just and it's hard, brother, because you know, my daughter's at this stage right now. My oldest one, she's 4. She wants to be like a teenager already. You know, so I gotta show a little tough love with her. Um, I don't believe in hitting, so I don't hit her. But sometimes I have to raise my voice, or I have to like, come here, let's talk. And yeah, right now she hates it, and she's like, "You're mean, daddy." And I'm like, "Oh," but I have to be strict because I don't want her to end up in the wrong lifestyle.
Of
Like
course, man.
so yeah, so that's tough right there. But I don't know, brother. I'm just growing and going each day, day by day. Enjoying and soaking every second I can with them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. You never really know when your time's up, and
Yeah.
if that day is maybe tomorrow, whenever, or I just want them to know that I did the best to be the best father for them that I could be, and that's all that I'm chasing in life. I like to say, say like after I'm gone and they're having a family cookout or something, and then they're just talking about me and like, yo, he was a great person. Your camera died,
Yep.
so I'm gonna keep talking.
Go for it.
Um, I'm guessing your camera died, right, brother?
Yes, sir.
We'll wait for the camera to come back.
Oh, you're good. Keep talking. It's
Oh,
about to
keep
come back on
talking.
right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, brother. So if they're like at a cookout or something with a family gathering, and they're telling stories of how good of a father I was, or even as a person, I think that's me winning in life, and that's what matters.
Right.
Pretty quick with that.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I try to be prepared. Try to be
Pretty quick
prepared,
with that.
man. Try to do a little zoo zoo. But yeah, I actually remember that, bro. I remember when I had you on my podcast. I asked you what you want to be remembered for,
Yeah, and
and
nothing
you
changes.
gave
It's
you gave that same exact answer, bro.
did I?
You did.
That's how it is, brother. That's what really means the world to me. Even if sometimes as human beings, we obviously we want more. We're like we could do better, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when all of them are sleeping and I'm still up and I go check on them and they just peacefully they had a great day and they just sleeping so peacefully. I just smile and I'm like, let's do this again tomorrow.
Right.
So
Absolutely, man. That's
yeah.
beautiful, bro. That's beautiful.
How about you, brother? You're a great father too, brother. So it's like, and you got the boy. You see, I got the girl. So we have to talk about that because I'm pretty sure there's a difference there.
Bro, man, he is me. Like he is me in the form of a little human.
How crazy is
Um,
that? How crazy
bro,
is that? That like it's like you. And I seen something today, and it was like the grandparents don't love it's the grandchildren more. It's just they're seeing you again. When you were little. And I was like, that's
that's right.
deep if you think about it.
That's super deep. That's super deep, bro. Yeah, man. It's interesting you talk about disciplining your child, and we don't love it. We don't love it as parents, right? I mean, deep down to our core, we want to be best friends with our kids. We want to be, whatever, number one parent, number one dad, number one mom. Um, but then, you really learn what love is, right? You really learn what love is. And is love wanting somebody to destroy themselves? To they're headed down a bad path and you do nothing about it. But you guys are still cool, right? you guys still get along. Is that love? Like, is that really what love is? Or is love willing to challenge somebody on something that they're doing wrong that could destroy their future without caring, or at least without, holding a high value on their perception of you? That's what I think love is. And so I keep that mindset when it comes to disciplining my son, which he's an incredible kid, man. Like I mean, I really don't have to discipline him a whole lot, man. He's a top student. He's going into second grade, and he's probably reading at I don't know, second or third grade level. Um, he's just doing so great, man. Like he when he comes home to my house, first thing we got to do is we got to knock out some reading, we got to knock out some writing, and later on we'll do a little math. And but aside from that, we're having a blast. Like it's his time. But when it comes to discipline, and that's the thing I tell him is like, son, I would rather discipline you, punish you, and make sure you know that this is wrong than apologizing to you through a glass window when you're in jail because I didn't have the courage and the love for you to tell you that what you're doing was wrong. That's how I look at it, right? That's how I look at discipline and punishing your kids. It's doing what's best for your children, right? Like always bring it back to that, parents that are listening. Always bring it back to doing what's best for your children. Not doing what's good for them, not doing what's great for them, but what's best for them, right? Because a lot of times we will settle for what's good for our kids, but not what's best for our kids. And discipline at a very early age, early age is, and I'm the same with you. I've never hit my son. And there's ways, for those who do, it could work. It
Yeah,
definitely could work. I'm sure a lot of times, maybe also in fatherless situations, it might be necessary. Okay.
that's what happened to me,
I'm
brother.
not saying it is.
That's what happened
You
to me.
feel me?
Yeah,
So, yeah, man. Discipline is super essential early on. They need that foundation of right and wrong, but and not so they fear you. You don't want them to fear you to a point where that's the only reason why they're behaving, because eventually they'll fly out of the nest. They'll go on to the real world and they won't have a daddy or mommy to fear anymore. So then they're going to do whatever the heck they want. So it's not so much of making them fear you, it's just being logical with them and getting them to think about things and right and wrong. I know this feels good now, it seems fun now, but it could lead into this, that, and that. And just never being short with your kids, full explanations. You know what I mean? I
hundred
know we're
percent.
tired, parents. I know we're tired from work, but no, you got to communicate. You got to speak everything to your kids, man.
Yeah, and that's and it's not their fault that you're tired. It's not their fault that you had a bad day. They're just excited to see you. You know,
That's right.
and so yeah, and then with the parenting thing, bro, a lot of people you were talking about, discipline and all that. A lot of people forget, they want to show tough love, but they forget the love, or vice versa. They they forget to be tough sometimes. And all they give is love. And I feel like you have to be strict with like yourself, and even if you have to take a second to breathe, and okay, look at the situation, because like you said, fear. I don't think being feared is, it might feel good now, like I yell at them and I have them controlled. But when they get older, brother, I seen this clip today. It was, your kids are human. They're gonna go out there in the real world. You know, one day they might drink. They might go out drinking, partying. I'd rather my kids call me, "Hey, Dad, can you please pick me up?" Have that trust with me, than being scared and I can't tell my dad this, and something wrong happens. So
Yeah. Yep.
that
No,
relationship
that's
is
good.
important.
No, it's super real, and just yeah, like that balance of tough and love, right? That's good, bro. That's good, man. Absolutely.
We were talking
Um,
about
Go ahead.
we talking about being parents, but let me bring it back to our childhood, brother. Um,
Yeah.
Being Mexican, did you have that machismo dad type or
A little bit, yeah. For the honestly, Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a type where, and that Mexican culture, for those who don't know, it's definitely like, you know, you don't really talk about your feelings, especially as a boy.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
Salvadorian, but yeah, I feel like
right, right. Crying isn't the most accepted. Stop being a girl, all this stuff, which, you know what, some of that, a lot of that is actually necessary, especially as you get older, because not everybody's gonna, the world's not gonna stop until your tears are wiped off. So a lot of that, sure, super important, but um, yeah, that balance definitely wasn't there. I didn't have that, you know great connection there. So a lot of the problems that I had growing up as a child, and this is a scary, dangerous thing, a lot of the problems I had growing up as a child, I would keep to myself. Like I had no one to go to, and a lot of things I just had to fight alone, and it's a scary thing. And so, again, bro, what you'll learn about me is that I am the way that I am because of my past, and making sure that this next generation is different, and the generations to come from my family tree, from Miguel, and then the tree that comes from Miguel, is filled with love, and love for your work, and love for impact, and obviously love for each other. But yeah, man. So yeah, definitely that's kind of how I was growing up, with my dad, and then but my parents divorced when I was 6,
that's
and
do you think that's tougher than that divorce? And yeah, I agree too.
it's tougher. Yeah, I was at a really rough age to go through that.
Yeah, that's crazy, brother. Because now that I'm a dad, I could just like say me and wifey separated. My daughter's 4, my oldest one. I can't imagine the questions she'll ask herself. You know.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah,
And it was heartbreaking, bro. Because I helped out at my son's school every day, and kids, bro. Just so you know, parents, your kids tell people at school everything, everything. They don't hold back nothing. A lot of the times it's hilarious, but no, bro. There's been a couple kids that just come up to me, and these are like 5, 6, 7 year olds. Of my daddy's moving out, and but what's crazy is, then at that point I'm like, oh, that makes sense why your behavior has been off the walls lately. That explains why you're just confused. You're just like, what's life going to be like, and then even after that big move, getting used to that, and different households and everything.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm grateful the way that things were for my son's situation, because me and his mom broke up before we even knew she was pregnant.
Which that's
And
crazy too.
so, yeah, bro. But here's the thing: is my son does not know what me and his mom together is like. In fact, he would think it's weird. He would think, yeah, he would think that, like, what, like, this is weird. Like, you can leave now, Dad. Like, that type stuff. And obviously, like, she's married now and everything. But yeah, I definitely felt like, if there was to be a split, hopefully there's not, right? When two people have have a child, or children, I feel like I kind of got the best case scenario out of it, almost, just about. I'd say the second best, or maybe the first, is when they're already grown,
Do
when they're
you ever
already
question?
adults.
Do you ever question like what if?
I do, and the answer to that is not good. Is not good, because I had no business being in a relationship then. Remember, earlier in this episode, I said my son is the one who taught me what love was. And so if I was to stay in that relationship, I wouldn't know what I was doing. And my family would have paid the price for it, as for until I learned it. But with my son, from day one, it's just been like, you know, it's all about you. It's all about you, and it's about me, as far as making sure I'm the best version of me for you. But no, man, looking back on it, everything happened the way it was supposed to. I went through a lot of sufferings because I didn't get to see my son a whole lot. The first year. Um, but no, man. And by the way, my son doesn't remember any of that. He doesn't have any memories of, you know, me not being with him a ton every week and everything like that. But um, yeah, man. I mean, no, yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything. Um, I'm just so grateful, bro, for the way the foundation that was laid out for my son and just his heart, bro. Like he genuinely cares to do what's right and for everybody to do what's right. And
Yeah, brother.
so no, man,
That cup
no,
that starts that
that's
starts with you,
that was
brother.
you.
That's what I'm saying. That starts with you, and like I said, brother, you're here. I see a little. You don't want to tell your story, like, or maybe it's too much. But if only you knew, brother, that there's a lot of dads out there that you know go through stuff and things that I couldn't even imagine. Like for me, I'm blessed, that I have, and I live with my daughters and her mom,
Yeah,
because I'll lose it. I'll, I can't imagine, me having to leave the house. And yeah, it's like, what would I do with myself, And there's people out there that are going through that. And, you went through that. And yeah, brother, keep killing the game, brother, because you're amazing, brother.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that, bro. And compliments back to you as well, man. We're all out here just giving our all to our kids, just like it should be. And um, yeah, man, that's how it should be, bro.
And
But
it's gonna be so cool, brother, watching them, live their dreams because, you know, we let them, we're showing them the way it is and that anything's possible. And
yep,
I can't
yep.
wait.
Come on, man. That's right. That's right.
Um,
Um, Bro, you mind if I pivot? I want to talk about
you could do whatever you want, brother.
shoot, man. I just this is these genuine questions I want to know about you, bro. But are you like sports, bro? What are your favorite sports teams?
Oh, I love sports. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron fan when it comes. So if
Is he the
LeBron
goat?
played,
Hold on, is he the goat?
uh I don't know, bro, because I never watched MJ, but MJ's up there, So it's like
Yeah,
I don't think LeBron got that I wanted this bad, or I'm gonna go get it. I feel like that's the thing that he's missing. If he had that, I think he is the goat, but he doesn't. So, but
yeah.
he's yeah, bro. I'm a LeBron fan. If LeBron played for the community college you went to, I'll be rooting for them. Um,
Yes, sir. I mean, he
yeah,
would
yeah.
destroy everybody, but
Yeah, bro. I watch everything to be honest. The WNBA, bro. They're getting some hype. I started watching them too.
started
Uh,
picking at some highlights for sure.
yeah, yeah. I watch everything. I'm into sports, UFC. I love UFC. Um, yeah, I just like chilling, brother. Uh, that's what I enjoy. Just
Yeah.
chilling, watching things. Watch.
So hold on, you're in Philly, right?
No,
Philly
I'm in
area?
Boston.
Were
Boston.
you ever, were you ever in Philly?
No,
Bro, that's even you're in Boston. Okay. So
the
what's up? Like
Celtics.
Patriot fans?
Yeah, Patriots,
The
Celtics.
Patriots.
Celtics just won it.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
That's
I,
right.
I was gonna go to the parade, but we had a little scare down here in Worcester. There was people planting bombs and stuff.
Oh.
So I was, you got to watch out with the big crowds. So I stayed away from
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true, bro. That's true.
stayed away from that.
Yeah.
What you guys got over there?
So so what y'all got in the Northwest,
Yeah,
man? What's going on over there in the
what's
sports
going on in
scene?
Portland? No more
Um
Dame.
I'm a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan. Uh, it's a Seattle Seahawks football team. Um, we have the Portland Trailblazers, obviously the basketball team. I guess I'll root for them. I don't really have a team ever since the Seattle Supersonics left and became the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I guess I don't really have a basketball squad. Baseball, we have the Seattle Mariners, who I'm gonna take my son to go see the Mariners game in August. So that'll be fun. He's super into baseball, bro.
I just seen that.
He's
Yeah, I was about
getting
to say
good,
that. I just seen he got, bro. I used to love baseball. I used to love it.
bro. He's getting good. Like it's scary. Like he's the rate of his progress, and he's the one bugging me. He's like, Dad, can we go practice? Dad, let's go. Practice our fielding. Dad, let's go. Work on my
That's
batting.
how you
Dad,
know. That's how you know. Because if he wants to practice his fielding, most kids just just want to bat. Let me bat.
bro. Not only that, he wants to be an outfielder. Like I'm like, what do you want to like? If it's up to you, what do you want to do? Pitcher, first base, outfield. Like no doubt about it. And bro, he like wants to watch like outfielding highlights on YouTube. He loves the diving catches, and we're even there at my gym. After or before we train a client, he's over there asking if we can work on his diving, and so we set up mats and bro, it's so cool, man. Yeah, it's so cool. So that'll be fun. That'll be our first time going to a Mariners game. So that'll be
When is
fun for
that?
him. When?
Yeah,
Beginning of August. I forget
nice.
the day, but yeah, sometime beginning of August. That'll be fun. We're gonna do a nice little like 3 day trip over there. Like check out all the Seattle things, like the Seattle Space Needle, and yeah, man, yeah, Pacific Northwest, bro. We got it going on.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful nature. We're kind of a wreck right now politically, but yeah, I stay away from all that stuff. I'm not going to downtown Portland riots or protests, nothing like that.
Well, that's
Stay
going on
away
right
from all
now.
that. I don't think so, but like even when it does happen, I'm like, oh shoot, that happened. Like I'm just so away from there, bro. It is just like they took over. So in downtown Portland, we have a university, Portland State University, and the liberal protesters, bro, completely took over the library at Portland State University. The library, they took over it. Like
Wow,
they set up barricades, bro. Nobody could come in. Like it was wild, and they finally got that cleaned out. But
it's
yeah,
not over, huh?
that stuff. Yeah, no, it definitely isn't over because Oregon, and I believe Washington too, but Oregon is really hanging on to being a democratic state, and in a time where the world is starting to realize like kind of a lot of the flaws and not allowing
When's
cancel
the
culture to go
debate? Do you
on.
know when the
All
debate is?
the president, the
Yeah,
presidential
yeah. I
debate.
think it should be soon.
I don't know, but bro, shoot, it's so funny, bro. Trump has brought so much publicity to watching presidential debates.
This one
Like
should be
before that,
this one should be
oh yeah, bro, yeah, because he's so funny. He's so funny. He'll literally tell somebody like you're ugly. I'm just like, dang.
yeah.
But
He honestly he keeps it real. I'll give him that.
yeah,
Keeps it real. So and
he keeps it a buck. He keeps it a buck, and I mean every politician is flawed,
oh,
right?
100%,
No,
100%.
just, right, just like all of us, right? We all are not perfect, and we're all striving to be better every single day. But um, yeah, man, over these past couple of years, I've been wanting to be a bit more informed of what's going on, but still not to the
Same.
point where I'm trying to
Honestly,
become
it's
a
just hard.
citizen or
It's hard to follow sometimes. Cause I be trying the same.
yeah,
I
no, it
said the
is.
same thing. I was like, I want to be more informed. Um, because when I was when I was 18, I kind of was just going with social media or what the everybody was saying. But then I was like, no, like I want to do what's best for us. Not just me hearing
Yeah,
people, because people would
yeah.
just hear one lie and they're like, I'm voting for him, and I'm like, bro, you do not know what you're doing. It's gonna be
No,
disaster.
they don't. Yeah.
So
No, that's so true, bro. And yeah, man. But that's the thing about what you just said. I was the same way. It's like kind of what you see in the media is kind of what you believe because you're like, man, it's on the media. It must be somewhat accurate. But in fact, like that's farther from the truth, right? Like the media portrays kind of what they want to portray. and we kind of just eat it all up, and we're like, oh, okay. Like when Trump first ran for office, the media painted him to be like Satan, bro. Like the worst. Like if he takes over as president, that is the end of America. Like that's what they made it seem
Yeah.
like. And they made like if you wore a MAGA hat, then you were like the scum of the earth. Like I believed all these things, like shoot, like I wasn't hearing much else. And come to find out, bro, like Trump did some good things for us. If I'm in his position, I wouldn't say or do certain things that he did, but uh, you know what I'm saying? And essentially, it's just like let's take care of our people, let's take care of America, right? And hey, I don't even know if that's his true intentions, but that's kind of the message I get, right? Of like, that's great sending millions and billions of dollars to other countries and other wars that are going on, but why don't we take care of ourselves, bro? Inflation's going crazy. Like it is crazy
Yeah, inflation is
how
nuts, brother.
expensive life is right now.
Yeah, I
It's
got.
crazy, bro. Like
Yeah, I bought what I think two coffees and two bagels the other day. It's like $22, brother. $22.
crazy.
Yeah, and
What?
yeah, but then there's some people. What's your minimum wage over there?
It's got to be like 15 an hour. Maybe a little more. Watch. Portland
Yeah.
minimum wage. It's $15.45 an hour.
Okay. What's rent looking like over there? Average.
Shoot, bro. Let's just say you want to get a one-bedroom apartment. You're looking around maybe like $1,400 a month.
Oh, so we're in the same boat over here.
Yeah, it's crazy here, bro. Like
Yeah.
real estate is
Okay.
crazy here. Everything's nuts. Like it's not the right time to buy a house. All that stuff. Like it's just yeah, it's crazy. Now I say all these things like someone who's complaining, but really it's just to say it's crazy. But um my mindset is to outwork it. Like to there's no reason we should all be uh homeless and waving our fist in the air of how horrible our country is. But it's just like we gotta get to work. Like we gotta get to work. And the money may not be there in the beginning of, you fulfilling your dream and your vision, but it'll come. Like it'll come, and when it doesn't come for people, and then they say that my advice was crap, I push back and say, but did you really put in the work? Like, did you really do it? Because it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed if you do everything that's required, everything you are going to succeed. It may not even be in that specific field, but it could build you up for something else. And yeah, bro. So I say all these things of how crazy inflation is, but I also say that it shouldn't hold us back. Like
100%.
there have been times over the years where I'm just like, this is crazy. I need more clients. This is crazy. I need a nice little sponsorship deal. This is crazy. Like something like so as crazy as the times get, crazy my imagination needs to be, and my thoughts and ideas and actions, bro.
Yeah. And if you put in the work like that, brother, eventually, day by day, it starts to get better even without you seeing it. You look back, you're like, oh shit, I'm over like, last year I was over here. And yeah, what you saying that what are you gonna do, brother? We can't do much. Gas is $5. You're not gonna put gas on your car? You're gonna walk? Like it's just like there's
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
you know, first episode, I wanna, I think we did a good. I like the conversation. I'm excited to bro know more about you. To be honest, know more about both of us. Like I said, I'm pretty sure already somebody got something from this episode that they could relate, and hopefully they take something from it, and they start to change if they have to, or they just put in the work, keep putting in the work. Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
and
Yeah.
the way I
Hey,
want. Go
go
ahead, go
ahead,
ahead, go
man. Go
ahead,
ahead.
brother. No, no, go ahead. It's your turn.
I was gonna. No, no. I was just gonna say, like to everyone that's tuning in, like we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hopefully this can be like home for you. Like you can be just sitting down listening to people that just want to come into your life and add value. But we thank y'all for allowing us into your homes, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching from. And man, we haven't really talked about this, Delhi, but Q&As, like if y'all have questions for us, we love to answer them. You know what I'm saying? We love to answer them, whether it be on Instagram, and our usernames will be in the description and all that. But yeah, Instagram, email, whatever the case may be, reach out to us. Like we love to answer your questions and yeah,
Yeah, any question. Don't be scared to ask. Like I said, you'd be surprised that um, you don't know that we might be going through the same thing or we've been through the same thing. Uh, like I
right.
said, you go into Miguel's profile, you would probably never guess that he was homeless once, and you know, you never know what people go through. So don't be scared. But the way I want to end it every episode, brother, I want to, you know, end it with something in the week that you like, kind of like the good and the ugly. Something ugly that happened, but you got the good out of it in that week.
Okay, so something ugly, but you got the good out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say, I'll say this: my son had his first sleepover, and that's huge. It was technically with family. It's family related by marriage, but people that I know, love, and trust. People that my son's mom knows, loves, and trusts. Um, but and ultimately it was mom who set it up. But I struggled with it. I'm just like, that's my little boy. And um, you know, everyone has each other's contact information, so if something goes down, um, but so you could say that's kind of ugly, but the good that came out of it is, my son had that first experience of sleeping somewhere without his mom or his dad, and that just adding to his growth and development and everything like that. And so yeah, man, that was kind of the
Yeah,
ugly,
that
but
sleepover, that first sleepover was tough, brother.
yeah, man, and he had a great time. They camped in their backyard and had a little fireplace. So it was cool. It was My son had a great experience, and yeah, man, that was definitely. What about you, bro?
I actually, mine was, I said it earlier, but it was when my daughter was like, you've been mean to me. Um, I told you it was a little ugly. It hurt me. I was like, damn. But I stayed with my focus, and I'm gonna stay true to what I said. And the good hasn't come yet, but it will in the future. And just because you might have a little bad day with her, I'm trying to teach her the best I can. And like I said, the good's gonna come from that.
That's right, man. Absolutely. It's gonna produce the best stuff, man.
Yep, we love you guys, and we tune in next week, guys.